Hi guys, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about the Disney International Exchange Program and my experience with the interview process and with the paperwork process and a bunch of other stuff. So let's start off with talking about what the Disney International Exchange Program is. So the Disney International Exchange Program revolves around the World Showcase in Epcot. Now each pavilion has its own country, and thankfully my country, Canada, is represented there, so I had the chance to apply for a position to work at the Canada Pavilion. Now, what I did to apply was I went to the Disney website, and I actually did this on a complete fluke because I was looking into other jobs, but I thought, why not apply for Disney? So I applied for Disney. Now, what did I do? I sent in my resume, I sent in my cover letter. I know in other countries it's called a CV. I just call it a resume and a cover letter. You answered a bunch of questions and you told them why you wanted to work in Disney. You answered a questionnaire, like I said before. And then, if they like you, they send you a confirmation email saying, hey, guess what? You have an interview with Disney in this location at this time on this day. Would you like to accept? So my date for my interview was April 23rd, and it was in Toronto, which is about a 5-hour drive from my hometown, which is Ottawa. I live in the capital of Canada. So I decided that I was totally not going to mess up this opportunity, and I was going to go for it. And what was really funny is that my boyfriend heard that I was going for it, so he decided to go behind my back and apply for it, and then also get an interview, but his was on the 24th, so it was the day after. So we turned it into kind of like a little trip to Toronto. So our trip, we left on the 22nd by train. We went there, we got into Toronto, we kind of did touristy things the first day. The night before the interview, I could not sleep. I took sleeping pills, I took, not like medication sleeping pills, I took like melatonin sleeping pills. I went to bed at like 10 o'clock just to make sure that like I was good for the interview, because the interview was at 9:30 a.m. and it was just really overwhelming and really crazy. So the first night I barely slept. I think I had 4 hours of sleep. I woke up like all panicky and nervous. So I got up and I got into my interview clothes, which was a dress shirt, dress pants, dress shoes, and a bow tie, because they say that you should wear business casual, which I think a bow tie is very business casual. So is a dress shirt. I wouldn't go over the top or under it either. If they say business casual, they mean dress shirt, dress pants, dress shoes, like go all the way, except maybe leave out like the jacket. Don't wear a full suit, because that just looks like you're trying a little bit too hard. I don't know, but if you want to wear a suit, go for it. I don't know. I know some people who did wear a suit and they did get put on the wait list and they did get accepted, so it won't hinder you if you do wear a suit. I just didn't. It was my preference. I didn't wear it. So what happened? So I get to the building and I found where we had to go, and I met my friend who was also doing the interview that day, and we went up the elevator together. And as soon as we step out of the elevator, there are these sliding glass doors with a gigantic Mickey on it, and it was crazy. It was so incredible. It's just like that moment when you step off the elevator, you're like, I'm interviewing for Disney. This is amazing. So we go in there, we sign in. Make sure you get there about 30 minutes before you're supposed to check in, just because they want you to check in 30 minutes before. My presentation was at 9:30. They wanted you there for 9. I suggest going for 8:30 if your thing says go for 9. Go for 8:30, kind of figure out where everything is, and then also talk to the people that you are with. Because if you talk to the people you're with, it'll be more comfortable, you'll be more relaxed, you'll know people. It's really, really, like, I met some really cool people at these Disney interviews, because everybody's super happy to be there and everybody just wants to be your friend and wants to be nice. So that's, like, don't be shy, is what I'm saying. So we get in, we sign our names, we sign our times, and then we get told to go into this little kind of presentation room. So we go down the hall, I think to the left and then another left, and there's like a bunch of Frozen memorabilia all over the walls because Frozen was their last big thing. So we go into this presentation room, it's set up, there's a projector and there's a screen, and then there's two presentation people who are also our interviewers. So I remember the girl's name was Sue, and then I forget the guy's name because I didn't have him as an interviewer, but my boyfriend did. So my boyfriend got interviewed by the guy, I got interviewed by Sue, and Sue was super nice. The guy was hilarious, the presentation was amazing, it was so magical, it was just, it was just, when I left there I was smiling. It was so much fun, so, like, I had such a good time there. It was amazing. So they go through the presentation, they tell you what you'll be doing, what to expect, what other people have said about the program, the do's and don'ts. Like, I know that they commented on my facial hair at one point, saying that it needed to be a certain length and it needed to be groomed and primped properly, and you needed to have a certain Disney look. And that's something that you will have to remember while going into this. Dress like you already have the job at Disney, because you need to have the Disney look, otherwise they're not going to hire you, because why would they hire someone that doesn't have the Disney look? So go in there, they tell you about the Disney look, they tell you about the rules, they tell you about what you have to do to benefit and whatever. The entire time through the presentation they were telling us about tattoos. You're not allowed to have tattoos from here to here if you are a server. If you have tattoos on your body, you're fine. They are a little bit picky about tattoos if you're becoming a lifeguard and have like a lot of skin showing. If you have a lot of skin showing and they see tattoos on you, they might not hire you because of that. But my friend had a tattoo, he's now on the wait list. He had a tattoo from here to here. I think that's why he got waitlisted. I'm not really sure. I don't have any tattoos, my boyfriend didn't have any tattoos, so we were good, we were in the clear. I knew a couple, like I knew a girl beside me had a Mickey tattoo right here, and with Mickey tattoos, or tattoos here, you're not allowed to work in food and beverage. So they talked about food and beverage, which was one of the things. They talked about attractions, and then I think there was something else. It was food and beverage, attractions, and merchandise. They talked about merchandise. So then the presentation was about an hour and a half long. So it was, I got there at 9:30 and it ended at, it ended around 10:30, 11. So it was about an hour and a half. They said it did go a little bit long. And during the interview, or not the interview, sorry, the presentation, we were asked a couple questions. So I received this really cool Disney International Exchange pen, or Disney International Programs pen, which is really cool. I answered a question. The question was, what are the 3 transportations that you have to Epcot? And I was having like moments that day where I was just freaking out and everything, so I said car, bus, and monorail, and then she's like, yes, but there's one more. So I was like, oh, and boat, because there's the boat behind that can go into the back entrance of the park. And she was like, yep, that's right. So I got that. And then they asked a couple other questions to a couple other people. Those people got pens as well. And then the guy started asking questions, and his rewards were pins. Now the question that I got asked by him, I kind of screwed up, but you just like laugh it off and like make sure you look like you're having a good time. I heard, what is the favorite attraction and like what is the most popular attraction in Magic Kingdom? And I said Space Mountain. And he's like, no, I meant Epcot. So I said Soarin' was the most popular attraction in Epcot, and he was like, yep, you're right. And he gave me this little Fozzie Bear pin, which is really cool. It has little Mickey ears on it, and it's part of the Muppets, and it was really, really neat. And I love it. It's the start of my pin collection. Well, not the start. I have a couple pins at home, like here, but I don't know where they are, and I'm looking for them currently. So yeah, so that's what I got for answering that question. And then the presentation ended, and then I had a 3 or 4 hour break until my interview slot time. One girl went right into her interview. My friend, he had 2 hours, so he came to lunch with me. We went to lunch. I went back to my hotel, relaxed a little bit, kind of took like a nap. Then I woke up, walked to the building again, went up for my interviews. They told us I went in, checked in again. We had to sign in and sign out every single time. So I went into the holding room, which was the kitchen of the Disney floor, I guess, or the Disney corporate in Toronto. And I sat in there with, I think, around 15 other people, and we just sat there and we talked about, like, where are you from? There was a couple girls from New Brunswick, there was a guy from Victoria, there was a girl from Quebec, there was a girl from, where was it? Alberta, Winnipeg. Like, there was people all over the place. It was crazy. It was so cool to like hear about their experience with Disney and to hear why they were interested in the Disney program, and like we just sat there and we talked. And then one by one the interview people would come in, say your name, you get up, take all your stuff, go into the interview room. You wouldn't hear anything. They told you not to go back into that room. Some people came back in just to be like, it was super nice, they were super nice, don't worry, like, calm your nerves, you don't need to be that worried, and then they'd leave. So one girl left her coat in there, and so she went out to the interview and then she came back in because she had to get her coat, and her friend was also in there, so I think she was waiting for her friend. So she sat there and we grilled her for questions. We were like, what did they ask? Was it scary? Was it nervous? Like, how was it? And she was like, oh, it was really good. She gave us all the info that we were asking, and she was really nice about it. And she was like, don't worry, like, you can do this, don't worry, it's a good interview. So Sue comes in and she says my name, she says Dylan, and I was like, yes,